The objective of this article is to highlight the transition phenomena of the business model and the productive routines of the Colombian radio industry to accommodate to the new mediatic landscape where digital devices and communication platforms compete. This article shows results of a broader research developed within the project of doctoral dissertation, the generalist Colombian radio before the digital challenges, a transition model, presented in the postgraduate program of communication contents in the digital area of the Department of Audiovisual Communication and Advertising of the Autonomous University of Barcelona.
The starting point of our research in the radio industry impacted by the digital ecosystem. Communication change caused by migration, convergence, and imminent evolution of information media into a digital platform. Radio adapts to the demands of audience, their needs, and the way information is transferred from one place to another through different intertwined channels. The emergence and development of mobile devices, Web 2.0, blogs, social networks, virtual platforms, among some of them require new information routines, representations, and narrative that intersect writing wide mobility, sounds, and images with immediacy.
In this context, it's important to identify the strategies Colombian radio industry and its operators use to catch the attention of audiences from the new consumption alternatives in social networks. At this point, we ask ourselves, what is the strategy that Colombian commercial generalist radio stations use to articulate their presence in social networks? What factors determine the relationship radio users in the digital environment?
The research was conducted using a mixed method: quantitative follow-up of context and actions in social networks, and qualitative reflections and analysis of tools to reach audiences through other routes. On the 5 private generalist commercial radio station with a greater number of listeners in the continuous study of radio audiences. In total, around 8,000 tweets and more than 1,000 posts were collected, a material from which it is inferred how media adapt to the thick context of audiences, type of convergence generate, the center receptor interaction flow, and the impact this represents for conventional communication media such as radio.
Once the analysis was done, we identified the design of strategies to catch the public attention from multiple consumption alternatives. At the same time, the radio is incorporated to the digital ecosystem, modifying its productive routines. It's a technique of simultaneous diversification of processes for multiple platforms and screens that radically reconfigures all and each one of the main schemes of radio communication. In conclusion, the Colombian radio industry is under a process of reinvention and reconfiguration, facing a revolution in consumption. A basis of action on images, sounds, and videos, it's a space where the verticality of communication and media turn into trend healers. Every radio company interprets it its own way and tries to complement their radio project in the antenna.